Yo, what's good, boys? Today I'm gonna show you guys how to flip samples, flip starters. You can do this when you're making samples, you can do this when you're making beats. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna just play the two samples we're gonna make, and yeah, let's start. If you want to download either of those, you can download them in the description below. The first one I made with my boy Max Shooter. I think everyone knows him. And then second one, my boy Hoops, also same thing. But yeah, I'm gonna just start and show you guys how I did the one with Mac and then Hoops after. So this is the starter that Max sent me. This is what it sounds like. It's just that repeating. So the first thing I did was cut it in half and pitch the second part up 5. You can pitch these up 5 or down 5. What this does is change like the pitch of the notes, but it's still gonna be in the same key. So and you can do that with literally any starter, any sample. It just kind of adds like variation. And then the second thing I like to do is reverse the samples. And on this one in particular, I also reversed it, but I put the mode to stretch, and then you press Shift M. What you can do is you can drag the sample in or out. What this will do is slow it down, but keep it in the same key, same tempo. Yeah, it just kind of sounds cool. And then when you're flipping samples, automation clips are your best friend. You can get really creative. I didn't really do anything special, but I just had this part fade in and the top one fade out. So and then together, this is what it sounds like. You really want to keep it pretty simple. Don't do anything too crazy. That's just going to make the sample unusable. I wanted to add a little top melody, so I went into the contact band called Atom and added this bell called Atom EP, and then another one called Crystalline 2. This is what they sound like. And then just something kind of cool I did with this melody is in the first bell, it like stops and then goes into a different sound. So like this one is more ambient, this one's more like mechanical sounding. Just kind of sticks out. And yeah, then I just rendered the sample out. But to add another cool effect is I did the same Shift M stretch thing. We go into here and stretch it. I made it shorter, quieter, then added some reverb. So I have this playing throughout the whole thing. It's really subtle, but it just kind of adds a cool texture. And then pitched it up, pitched it down, just mess with the pitch. And yeah, that was the first one. So this is the next one. I did this with Hoops. This is what the starter sounds like that he sent me. Pretty dark and just sounds pretty cool. That's why I used it. So I did the same thing with the last sample as I just reversed it. And also when you're reversing the sample, what you want to do is cut the parts up and then drag them. So I would drag this one to the other side. This way when you reverse it, it's going to be in the same order as when it's not reversed. So that way you can like have parts of it reversed and it'll be in the same section, if that makes any sense. As you can see, I did the same thing with the automation clips, but to add another cool effect, because like I said, these automation clips is really how you can like make the sample sound cooler. I went into growth speed and I got 3 different tempos of it chopping up. We got like quarter, 6, half. What this does is like the volume goes out during these parts. What I do is I bring them in during certain sections, obviously not all the way because it's gonna sound like a little rough. So when it's like only halfway, you still have the sample playing when it cuts out. But what this does is just kind of add like a cool choppy effect. And you can really just get really creative. Like what I did wasn't that special, but you can just see like there's a ton of stuff you can do. And the most important thing is you don't want it all to just come in at once. So as you can see, I had it fade in, because in automation clips you can just like have different curves. That's just gonna make it sound way smoother. And yeah, I just wanted to add something really simple, so I went into the crystal flute, made it short, and made this like triplet type pattern. Super basic, pitches down 5 just like the sample does. Then I went into atmosphere. I got this ARP. This is the preset. I turned the ARP off just because I didn't like it. So that's just one thing you can do. Like if you got some cool sounding ARPs, you can turn it off, and now it's just a bell. I added like some delay and made this like weird like spacey type pattern. It's nothing that special, but with the sample it just sounded cool. And one thing to note is when the sample got simpler, so I took out this first part, that's when I added the simpler like counter melody. So in that part there's more going on. Now it's just like a little bit more basic. Yeah, when I try to make like dark samples, I like to experiment with mixing sometimes. So with this, what I did is I added a little bit of chorus. If you know AJ was here, I saw him use this. It's super small though. A little bit of decimort too. This just adds like a little bit of high end, I think. Then wow control. This is just probably my favorite detune plugin. Still turn the noise down because it's kind of loud. And then I use some versatile tape machines just to like give it that effect. It doesn't really do anything that big, but it's just something cool to throw on. And yeah, then like I always do is just mess with the pitch till I think it sounds cool. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for 800 subs. Yeah, follow my Instagram @LoganKBHN. Peace.